started?
Yeah, we should get started.
Okay. So our first, welcome. Thank you for all joining us. It's good to be back. Our first edition in this virtual vintage is an amazing purple set from the collection of Gregg Swain. And I included here a picture because next month we are doing ephemera. So any kind of vintage little amazing finds, some interesting things that you have in your sets, we would love to include. So now hopefully this is nice and smooth.
I thought you'd like seeing the set that came in this box. I'm going to show you the box in a minute, but I fell in love with the color of the set. So now you'll know why. Look at those purple tiles. They're fabulous. And if you look carefully at them, you'll see that all the white places on the tiles really were carved down into the tile, and the other colors were painted on. So somehow or other, these tiles were probably white originally and then covered with this marvelous purple glaze. So those are the dots. Here we have the BAMs. Here we have the cracks. And especially looking at these cracks, I would venture to say that the set probably is Austrian because of all the energy that you see on the tiles and the great artistic liberties that were taken with the numbers themselves and even the wands. It's just really cute. So then here we have the winds, which are just carved down. And we've got the dragons. Look at that green dragon. I've never seen one with that much artistic liberty before. And then we've got the flowers over here. Here is the first run of flowers, and here's the second run of flowers. And because it's a purple set, of course, everything has to be purple, including the counters, the wind indicators, and even the one little die that came with the set. And then we have this marvelous Mahjong counter. I've never seen one in as good a shape as this one. And it says it's made in England, but it's certainly printed up in French for, it's a Chad Valley calculator. But I thought you'd enjoy seeing the set. And then this is how the set is inside. It's 5 different drawers, each one holding a suit, and the drawers are all stacked one on top of the other.
Bidding on that at auction, and I was ready to go to bed, and I just pushed something on my iPhone and I got it. I got it from Australia, so I thought it was kind of exciting getting it on my iPhone from Australia.
That is great. So now we are going to share a second set from Gregg. Let me go back to Zoom. Can you see it?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes.
I thought you'd enjoy seeing this little German set. It's plain wood, but that doesn't mean that the design isn't fabulous. So here it is, Mahjong Shang Bang. And then you open up the box, and there were 4 little boxes filled with tiles and different colored counters for scoring, and then 2 dice. And you can see at the bottom of the box, there are racks for the tiles. The tiles are really tiny. I'm going to show you the tiles now. So here is the group of BAMs, and you can see how,
Sorry.
you can probably tell pretty easily.
Hold on, let me go back to the BAMs. Okay.
On a design. So those are the BAMs. These are the circles, and I think it's very fun that number 2 dot has the star. It looks like sun rays outside of the inner circle as opposed to inside. I think that's kind of fun. By the way, these are all hand painted on, as you could probably tell pretty easily. And then these are the cracks, once again, with a great deal of energy. These are the flowers. These are not that interesting to me. And you'll see that the flowers have some letters next to them. That's so that the people who are sitting in those seat positions, if they play Chinese or some other variations, will get extra points if they get their particular flower. So those are not the winds. Those are for the seat positions of the flowers. And then here we go. Here is the dragon. We've got red and green, and then just the plain one for the soap. And here are the wonderful wins once again with a lot of energy. And when you see, oh, it could be a French set, but it also could be German. So that is east, south, west, and north. Here is the book that came with it. And when I opened it up, I saw that it was published in 1924. So that's probably the date that the set was made. Anyway, enjoy.
Thank you.
Very unusual.
And I love that that some of the less expensive sets really are very creative. That's what I really love about them too.
Yeah, that set's made by Hubel and Denk in Germany.
Okay.
I've got a couple of those, but small boxes.
Yeah, you'll send me the name so I can write it down.
Yeah. I'll type it just now here.
Okay.
So here was the first purple set. Here was the second set. And now a segue to from Gregg Swain to a set that is featured in her book.
Yeah, so this is one of my sets. I actually bought it because I want to see the scoring pad. But it's really a Ming Mahjong. It's just in a cardboard box. And I was surprised to see it was in Gregg's book. So I was very happy. They're wood tiles with, I guess, a slide top. It says celluloid faces. Mm-hmm. And I love the colored stick counters. And it's really cool because it came with this green book written for the Ming set. And it was written in 1923. And then the scoring pad copyrighted was 1922 by Hendy and Fleming. So it's on page 38 of Mahjong, the Art of the Game. So I think it's really fun. Something different.
Yeah, lovely to see the Ming, the green book.
Yeah.
And those bambirds are really funky, aren't they?
I know. I thought it was very pretty. But the book is in great condition. The book's in great condition, and the scoring pads were never used.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was fun.
Thank you, Donna. And then all the way flying in yesterday from Canada, Shirley, would you like to tell us about your Chinese blackback Bakelite set?
Okay, this set. I followed an ad on, I think, Facebook or Facebook Marketplace or something, and some guy who lived not too far from me said he had this set, so he delivered it to me. And I took a look at it. It wasn't at all what I expected. He told me that, I thought it was just going to be an ordinary Bakelite set. And when I opened it up, I was really delighted to see all these flowers and didn't think much about it, except that some of the tiles were coming away from the backs. Some of them had a few splits because, Chinese Bakelite and the backs don't work so well. But when I put this on the Mahjong Collectors Association, the most interesting thing was that somebody said in the flowers, in the capture tiles, that the number one with the general, who always gets the pot of gold, usually he's standing. It's really rare, apparently, to see him on an animal or anything like that. So number one, the general is catching the pot of gold, and then of course the chicken is catching the worm. But that was the most exciting. And when the guy brought it and I saw that all these tiles are coming apart, I wanted to call him and say, come take it back, I don't want it. But that's the way it is, and I kept it. And it came with lots and lots of flowers, and I've never played with it. It's, my groups veto all these beautiful things.
But Donna and I don't live too far from you, and we don't veto these sets.
But that set's at home. Okay.
And then,
Oh, this little set. I bought at an antique market that no longer exists somewhere in Fort Lauderdale. I think there was an antique mall. And when I saw it, it said Royal. and it was very, very small. The tiles were really, really small. I put it into order because everything was just on a smaller scale. You can see the number 3 flower is the size of the tile. And I've put it beside 2 other tiles, and it's Chinese Bakelite. And I've never seen a royal set, and it absolutely fits everything. And the racks are shorter, everything fits the case. And I've never seen a royal set that is Chinese Bakelite and that small. So comments.
Well, Lisa Wise-Walton, can you explain more about the backs from the Chinese sets coming off? So are you talking about like the wafer backs that come off?
No, that was in the other one.
The prior one, yeah.
But this is just an all Chinese Bakelite set in a royal case, much smaller than normal sized tiles. And the tile holders, the racks are shorter. Everything about this is downscaled. And yet at the bottom, everything says it's royal. And
I can't see the chat, but I think, just interrupting for 1 second, going back to the wafer back, I believe Theresa and maybe Tony, isn't it just regular Elmer's glue that can attach the wafer?
No, they've split. They've split so they can't be fixed, because if somebody tried to fix it, they would really break even worse.
So somebody who knows better than me, normally if they didn't split, if they just separated, isn't normal regular Elmer's glue what you recommend?
That's what I use.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Definitely not crazy glue.
No, I use regular Elmo's glue as well.
Yeah.
So,
But
okay.
what do we say about this thing with this royal set?
I love it.
Yeah, the box, I found it, and it was funny because this guy was in the mall and he said it was his mother's set, or it had been his mother's set. And I just bought it. I just loved it. And of course, it's never been played with either.
It looks like it's been hand carved rather than impressed like a lot of the American sets are.
Yeah, exactly. And the flowers are different than most royal flowers. So that's what always made me wonder, why is this in a royal box? Everything else, smacked of being royal, but it's not.
I mean, it seems that there were so many different sets that if people get a set and they, I had a friend that really doesn't play or collect, but she just started buying sets, and she'll say, oh, it has a musty odor, so I just took this set and put it in that box.
That's
No,
what happened.
but the box fits everything perfectly, because the tile holders are a different size. The racks are definitely a different size. So everything is original.
Another Mahjong mystery.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I wanted to show it.
Thank you.
Okay.
And then here is a very cool bone and bamboo set from your collection.
Now, this
Ebony.
is bone and
No, it's Ebony.
Ebony.
It's Ebony. Now, what I want to tell you about this, it was very exciting. My husband and I were on our very first trip to Brim in Massachusetts. Gregg is way. In Brimfield, I met Dee Dee, who was there. I met Alan Whites and his wife. And my husband and I were just, Alan wears this big, wonderful shirt that says, I buy Mahjong sets. and everybody, all the right people were there, except we went to one field, and this came in a really ugly black case. You can see it at the back. And when I opened it up, of course it wasn't in order. And I looked at the box, it's all cardboardy and it's kind of yucky. I thought, and I was very early on, this was in 2015. I opened it up and I saw those one bamboos and I was dying. And then I looked at the flowers and I thought to myself, this is a real keeper. I didn't know much about them, but I knew from having belonged to this little group called the Mahjong Collectors that this was special. Then I picked up one tile and then I saw that it was on ebony,
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
And the guy said to me, this is the price, and it was hardly a lot of money. And he said, and I'm firm on that. I said, that's okay. Like, I could not contain my excitement. Now, this particular set was written up in the Mahjong Collectors magazine.
Right.
Apparently, the flower tiles are a story of retribution. That was a real long story, which Ray Heaton translated, and I certainly can later do a cut and paste of the story of retribution. And you know, it's a long, complex story, and I didn't appreciate how wonderful this set was until I showed it, you know, to other people. And you know, that's the beauty of belonging to groups like this and having fun, going out. And John Davis said to everybody, how do we get the story? Well, I'm going to, I will cut and paste it because I have it here on my iPad. I will cut and paste it. And
Shirley, if you want to email it to us, we could do a post tomorrow on.
I'm going to do that. I will do exactly that, so that everybody will know what these flower tiles really mean, because it's quite the story, apparently.
That's wonderful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And now across the pond, we have Paul.
Oh,
Where's Paul? Is he unmuted? Let's see. Oh. Did you fall asleep, Paul? Oh, he's here.
I am here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, now we can.
you know.
Okay. Well, this is a surprise because I'm sitting here in front of two Mahjong sets, and those racks are over in the other room. But briefly, it's a Wilkinson rack set. Saw it on eBay and I couldn't believe it. Tony actually confessed afterwards that he saw it too. And unfortunately for him, I put the bid in or whatever. I can't even remember what happened. But never seen anything like them before. Had to have them, so I just put in whatever it was and said, I'll take that. Thank you very much. And like Shirley there, you are so excited sort of getting it that can't believe, wow, actually got this. Never seen anything like it. It's a beautiful set of racks. They do actually work, but myself and the kids have reverted to our usual lacquered racks that we use because the kids prefer them. And that's it. As you can see there's some nice joker tiles that I'm doing for a set and long time working on. Just some tiles that I found a spare set, that a set of orphans that matched the set I have, and said, wow, that'd be really cool if you did the jokers and carved them. And Tony gave me a thing that makes circles. So you can see now I have circles on my tiles as well as straight lines, which is really so it allows a bit of creativity. And of course, all the tiles you'll see from anything I've done, very unlike Shirley, I and the kids play with all the tiles, except the ones that are still in their cell phone wrappers. They're probably sold on eBay, but otherwise we get the tiles. We're playing with one of the sets you might be showing later. We played with it tonight just to get a feel for the tiles, and like, I don't know, I guess Shirley's sort of keeping them and putting them on show somewhere. I'm more like, I like to touch, like to feel them, like to play with them. The racks there, I think they're lovely. They're really, really nice concept, really handy to carry around. Good decor on them, made of nice wood. There's little little strands that hold the two pieces. The rack is just two pieces of wood hinged. Very nicely done. Great, what do you call it? Great precision. Great just accuracy in the execution of making these. Never seen them before. Tony reckons we won't see them again, but I just need a Wilkinson set.
Well, not unless I make a set.
Tony might make a Wilkinson set of tiles at some stage, because that's as near as I'm ever going to get to quite expensive sort of things. Anyway, that's me.
Paul, were those hinges on there, or did you replace them, or?
Oh no, those hinges are there and absolutely perfect. The box has a bit of wear and tear on it, but the tile or the racks themselves are there and they are pristine. Really, really good condition. I don't know if you get it from the pictures, but and we know it's sort of 100 years ago or whatever, but they're probably put in the box the day they were manufactured, sold to whoever bought them, and whether they were ever used or not, I don't know, but they spent a lot of time in their box.
Wow.
Lovely
They're
set.
beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So wait, we have a question for Paul. So Paul made these jokers with information from Tony.
Well, not so much information. Well, Paul does everything with information from Tony. But what Tony gave me was, you can wait there. If you can put me on camera, you can put me on camera, and I will show you. But
Wait, hold on. Stop the share. Okay.
right here. If you can put this on camera, this is what Tony sent to me. Almost. Oh, very good. I see myself on it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's an old thing. It's something that you'd see a pirate use on Johnny Depp or.
Johnny Depp's from Miami, by the way. Thank you.
Tony provided me with, let's see, a needle in this end, a sharpened piece of steel in this end. Tony can contradict if he wants. Unfortunately, the needle fell out, so I putted it back together, because you need a lot of force to make the circles in the bone. So it's adjustable. Blah, 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 blah. You can make your circle as big or as small as you want, but you can see how heavy duty it is. It's not like the compass your child uses in school.
Right, that's what it looks like.
Yeah, but the compass out of school, believe me, it doesn't work. Try that. It just makes wobbly circles, which are the circles.
Yeah.
Tony.
Paul, how did you get the stars or flowers inside your circles on the jokers?
Stars and flowers inside the circles. Oh, you just draw them. Take your time doing it. That's all. It's just, you really, really have to take your time. Go slow. Chisely thing. There you go. The one thing I use all the time is that. I don't know. Yeah, you can see it there. See, it's
Oh yeah.
It allows you to sculpt out both sides of the cavity at the same time, rather than just getting a blade and doing one side, blade coming back, doing the other, or sorry, a chisel, or it's more likely doing both sides of the cavity to make the line. This allows you to go along, cut both sides. I don't know, makes a nice smooth mark in the bone if you've got it sharp enough. Personally, I recommend it, but you can only use the dental drill and this sort of thing. I'd be scared using it some of the time, so I go real slow, go with the chisel. You can see what you're doing much more, and of course he's got a quality electric drill. I've got a cheaper one that wobbles, so the way that goes. How do you make the patterns? Come up with them out of your head. Some of the stuff, like if you're looking there, you'll see it is actually, I hate to say it, but it's Chinese stuff I've taken, or it's tiles I've seen, or maybe tiles that friends have that I like, so I can copy them and use that idea.
We love to see the progress of what you're doing, Paul. It's great to see what you're sharing.
Like you just well, it's growing a bit. I don't know, at some stage maybe I'll become an expert, but I doubt that. But just take inspiration from wherever it is. Tony gives me lots of ideas. Some of it is little daughter that I happen to have. She's into she watches manga and all that Japanese type stuff. So you pick a little bit out of that. I won't tell you where it is in the tiles I do, but you'll see it from time to time when you nice something modern there, or one of the birds, perhaps, if you look
I
at
hear the
tile.
bird.
Yeah, one of the birds is genetically modified, so it obviously wasn't there in the 1920s. You know?
Yeah, it's better than crickets, right?
So Karen, are you gonna start carving your own tiles next?
I would love to learn how to carve some tiles, mostly Joker tiles,
Okay.
or maybe some
So-
white soaps would be gorgeous. I just don't have the talent, I don't think.
So I've just been carving tiles this weekend, this week, and so I've got some here that I've done for Bill. Don't know if you can see
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Oh my
Oh
God.
my
that's
goodness,
gorgeous.
wow.
I've seen him before. Nice.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And
Beautiful, Tony.
What kind of tile is that?
it's one I made. It's he wanted some French ivory tiles, but I can't make French ivory at the moment. So this is God, what is it? It's a polyplastic. I can't remember which particular one it is.
Could I add something about the ebony tiles that we saw before?
Sorry, love?
I wanted to add something about the ebony tiles that I showed.
course.
So, of course, the set only came with 148 pieces and I needed 152 to play. So I don't know who sent me more tiles. It might have been Kat Hartman, but they were square. And these things are all round. So I gave them to my contractor. He fixed them
Yeah.
Wow.
and did a great job. I was shocked. I thought he was going to destroy them, but he did a perfect job for me.
That is great.
Yeah.
Okay, so now
Lovely.
so here we
Yeah.
are. I think we are on, now Karen has a bone and bamboo set with an.
Oh, yeah.
wall run.
Yeah, this was just a fun set I picked up a few years ago. And of course I picked it up for the flower set and the one dots. It's about a 50-50 bone bamboo ratio. And if you can see
The
the
flower.
flower, it makes like a centipede,
Yeah.
but
Oh,
the numbers
cute.
are 1 through 4, not
Oh.
4 through 1. So I was a little surprised it wasn't a 4 through 1, but a 1 through 4 number. And I just like that. I don't have very many sets that have continuous from one flower to the next. And then the one dots had a pretty little, I don't know, I called it a bat. I don't know if it's a bat, but I called it a bat. It was just a pretty little design in the one dots.
Mhm.
Very.
So little hibiscus flower in the middle, I don't know. But it was just a fun little set. My grandkids asked for the caterpillar, so I don't want to tell them it's a centipede, but that's okay. It all works. Now this set, what a mess. What a good mess, I should say. I've had this set for about 2 years, and it's a hawk on a globe, a squawking, talking hawk with a banner. And it's a very lightweight plastic with a solid brown back that are shiny. And I bought it and I was told it was a Josephine Culbertson set, which are pretty rare and unusual. And this week I was asked more about it. So I contacted Johnny Levine. I said, have you ever seen this set? She says, oh yeah, you have a great set. It's in good condition. Usually if they get moisture, they flatten out like a pancake and they just bulge on the sides. But it's a very sharp cornered, lightweight set. I don't think it opens to put in sand, but I wouldn't be surprised if it did. But she said that Josephine Culbertson was a teacher and she marketed these on behalf of the Asterloid manufacturing company. And Astroloid was in business from 1946 to 1985. She thinks these were the earlier late 40s or 50s, but the plastic was very unstable. So she said, make sure I keep a lot of desiccant in with it and paper towels and check it periodically. It's not as bad as like those jelly sets, which is a whole nother story. But I love this little set. It's fun.
So Karen, thank you so much for these great pictures. You were saying it was really hard to capture the true brown. Is it more like the one on the bottom left?
It is. It's like a chocolate Hershey brown.
Oh.
But all the sides are shiny.
Beautiful.
And did Johnny have matches for you so you could play with it?
Her matches deteriorated.
Oh, wow.
I sent Dara and Donna a picture of what happens to them. I don't know if you can.
Yeah, I didn't add that into here. I didn't want to share.
I have it on my phone if you want to see. Let me, I can grab it up. But it was just like so disheartening to see. Johnny also sent me pictures of the original banner.
Right.
I don't know how to.
Oh, neat.
Yeah.
And it was called Mahjong, Chang. Here's the Mahjong.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll zoom in. This
see
is
here.
making you want to cry just looking at it.
Oh,
Yeah.
You see how they just fattened up
Oh, wow.
and deteriorated.
yeah. Yeah.
That's
Ooh.
what we thought, maybe sand was inside or something, but we don't know.
I talked with Charlie.
Maybe you're lucky that the sand isn't inside yours.
Yeah.
And it was interesting because Johnny says, I know where you bought those because we have a mutual friend. I said, yeah, I bought them from her. And she said, it's Portia. I don't know if you guys know Portia. And Portia found them at a yard sale and contacted Johnny. I've never seen these. Should we get them? And she says, oh, definitely get those. So, but I called Charlie yesterday and she said she hadn't seen those before. And she referred me to a website, but most of the website was down. So that was disappointing. But anything you guys might know, I'd be interested in learning.
No, I think you did great research. I mean, it's a beautiful set. It was funny because when me and Donna were getting information for this, we turned to Tony and you're like, oh, I was just about to ask Tony.
But a lot of people have never seen this before, so.
No, it's unusual. The Portia told me that very few sets survive because they deteriorate so fast. So I feel really lucky.
Was
to
that
have
on,
it.
Karen, was that on eBay?
Not the
Or did you
set
buy
I
it direct?
bought.
Okay.
There was one.
There was
on
a
there,
very similar one on eBay, but it didn't show the brown backs. It just showed all white.
No, I
yeah,
saw that one on eBay, but I thought I've seen a brown back one at some point on eBay.
maybe.
Yeah.
And
I
then
bought it
Tony
from
was saying
Portia.
it almost looked like the other sets where instead of the design being on the front, where the design is put on the brown back, but yours is the opposite.
Yeah, it's. I'll tell you what. If it ever starts to dissolve, I'll take any good ones and send one tile to everybody. You guys
We're
can all.
recording this, so.
I'm good for my word.
We heard it here first.
But I don't want it to dissolve. So.
Nope.
Yeah,
Okay,
I,
so here
you know.
here is another amazing wow set from Karen.
this is a really nice wafer back. They're smaller tiles, as are a lot of the Chinese Bakelite wafer backs. That's not a good picture of it.
We'll get to the good one soon.
Okay, this is Goldfish.
Oh,
And
yeah.
you can't really tell because they're. I bought this one maybe, I don't know, 8-10 years ago from a dealer out here in Chicago. And he thought, how do I explain this? He works for a friend of mine that I play Mahjong with. And he thought he was selling it to her. And she said, oh no, Karen's going to buy them. So I think he gave me a better price than he would give someone normally. And the gold is like real gold paint. I don't know if it's actual gold. I doubt it. I've had people comment that the one bam should be a one bam goldfish, but it's a perfect match in size and shape and the color backing of the wafer back. So I just don't know. All the colors blend. But it was just a fun. I call it my goldfish set. And I don't know if you can get a picture better of the goldfish that show the
Yeah.
gold.
Yeah, here you go.
Oh, the gold, yeah.
There you go.
Wow. They're like koi fish.
Yeah, they're just, and
Oh.
it's a smaller, it's like a lady size, well, bigger than a lady size set, but maybe similar to the ones that Shirley just showed that were the royal. It's
Yeah.
just fun.
That's fun.
And all the wafers had stayed perfectly intact. I'm very happy about that. I'm not normally a fan of wafer backs, but
Yeah, there you could really see the gold.
yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, so one issue with some of these sets is, as beautiful as they are, sometimes the beauty is just so hard to photograph. But
It was hard getting the gold.
yeah,
there you go.
you did a great job.
I feel like I sent you plain pictures. So,
Ooh, can you look at this?
So now Tony is up. Thank you, Karen.
you're welcome.
Look at that box.
Right. Okay. I bought this set about 10 years ago, I think. It's the most I've ever paid for a set. Only 150 quid. That's like $200.
Oh man.
If we could all say that.
Yeah. But yeah, what was the? I forget the website, but it wasn't eBay. It was one of the other ones. And yeah, it arrived, and the handle was smashed, and so I sourced an identical handle, but this is painted beautifully, apart from all the scratches, you know.
Wow.
I've done some minor restoration on this, but it's really hard to get the to match the shading and that. But it's and I'm not sure what the story is. You know, it looks like two little boys being told off by a teacher or something, and
There's a switch.
yeah.
Oh boy. Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
But it's
I think one of those is a girl.
gorgeous set. You know, I mean, and those are like just like the colors, and the tiles are really nice, thick bone, and lovely vases, and a cute bambird.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, and the serifed bams. Yeah, with the the serifs on the top. Yeah. So yeah, one day I'll get round to fixing this setup.
Big job.
The tiles have been cleaned. This is. I always take pictures of the set when I receive it, and then during the restoration, and yeah, I haven't got pictures of it restored for some reason. So
I like the green cracks.
Yeah, Dara, go back to the BAMs,
Yeah.
or go back to the flowers. I was looking at the
Yeah.
vases. What is that triangle thing?
I don't know what this
I don't
this
either.
little
It looks
thing
like almost like a sprout bam.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's just some decoration,
Yeah.
you know.
Do you think it might be the version of the rock? You know how a lot of them
Yeah,
have a
the
rock in
rock.
them?
Right, or
Yeah,
the
it
peach.
could be the rock, you know,
Yeah.
like yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was a potato.
I thought it was a peach. Sometimes it's a peach.
The scholar's rock, you know,
That makes
contemplating.
more sense.
Yeah,
Oh, for the kids. Okay.
Pretty.
yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. And he, excellent. Good. We walked.
So the cracks are they've got the green on the numbers.
Right, I like the green. Really
Yeah,
pretty.
me too. I think it's a sign of class. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Right. So if we go on to the next one, which is I think it looks like a long chan set, but it's I got it from France, and the covering is superb. I love this. You know, really nice paper, great design. It's only a cardboard set in a cardboard box, but that's the inside of the lid, and the tiles are just painted wood. You know, the very simple but really attractive. You know, I really like this set.
I do
It's
too.
made out of beech, and the designs are painted on top.
Those are in superb condition. But I mean, those are so pretty. Wow.
It's an amazing condition.
Yeah, it looks like it's never been played with, you know. I mean, if it had been played with, for sure the paint would have been scuffed off.
So you didn't have to restore this at all. This is how it.
No, this is how it came. Yeah.
I like the wood grain going through. It's really pretty.
It almost looks, I mean, this is dating myself, but it looks like in the 80s, that puff paint. Do you remember?
No, that's, yeah, it was raised. Yeah. Yep. You're right.
Beautiful.
Can you go back to the brochure?
Oh, sure.
The tea.
Yeah, it's
Here we go. Le Mahjong.
What language is that?
Che Pan Fu. It's French.
French. Thank you. That's really cool.
Karen has an item for her.
Oh, Bon Marché was sold in the department store.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to just mention that whenever you see dragons with wings, it's European, because the Chinese dragons don't need wings to fly. They just fly.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Oh.
This was definitely made in France.
Beautiful. Thank you. Okay, here we go.
Thank you.
And this one, I love this. This was an orphan set, but it's so good. I made the box and the trays to fit it, but this is heavily carved.
Yeah.
And the wood is obishi.
Oh wow!
It's a very light wood, and commonly used in construction of model planes or carcasses of drawers.
What?
For furniture.
Okay.
But you look at the depth of the carving there, you know, it's and really, really nice. And I'm pretty sure that this was a homemade set.
Yeah.
You know, by somebody, but really nicely done. And the tiles are really lightweight. I mean, it almost feels like balsa, you know. But I'm pretty sure it's a bishi, judging by the grain pattern. But notice the grain goes horizontally rather than vertically.
It's so interesting that they only put numbers on some of the dots.
The 6 and the 9, so you know.
Yeah, strange.
So we have a question about the wood. How do you spell obiche?
Obeche.
It's like a very proud bird.
Yeah, he did.
He's
really nice.
Really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So is this wood easy to carve? Like, would this be hand carved or would this be machine carved?
Oh, this would be hand carved. Yeah, not with the machine. The corners are too sharp for it to have been done on a machine. Yeah.
Those
You can
candy
see the, you know, there's irregularities, you know,
Right.
they're
Mhm.
not all the same, you
Right.
know.
Yep. You can see that on the wind and on the winds that like the norths are not the same, and yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Love that set, Tony.
beautiful.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's one of my favorites. And this is another French homemade set. I've got a thing for homemade sets. and this is fairly massive. I mean, this is bigger than your normal American trumpet case. You know, so and again, a French instruction book. Yeah. It's got the racks. There's a red one for east wind, and the three sort of pale turquoise for the other suits. But I mean,
Oh, man.
taken liberties with the translation of the the sinograms, but really quirky.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I like the flowers as
I
well.
like the flowers, yeah.
You know?
They're simple but very pretty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a very European take on the flowers.
Are the green dragons, they're two-toned?
No, I think it's just where the paint has run, sort of thing, you know, and it's thick in one area, you know. Yeah.
Wow, those are the fanciest cracks I've ever seen.
Aren't they great?
Wow.
Yeah.
They're marvelous.
Yeah.
And how large are the tiles?
They're pretty big. They're about 1.25 inches,
Mhm.
maybe an inch and a half. I should have brought the set with me.
The
But
dots are like roulette wheels and the coins that you play with.
and there's gold paint in the center of these.
What are they made out of? It looks like they're painted over a concrete.
Yeah,
Or
they're wood, but with a heavy coat of paint, and then the designs are painted on top of that.
Yeah, looking at the one dot, you could really see the difference in the design.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some of the tiles have been replaced, and they're an odd size. Like, for example, that those number two circles
Right.
in the middle, and the 3 and the 4 and the 5 and the 6. There's several have been replaced, you know, that are not original.
Right.
And it's Funky Bambird.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Put on her lipstick.
Yeah, exactly.
She's sitting on wings.
Yeah, it looks more like a duck than a.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, it
than
looks like a
plane
duck.
or-
Yeah.
I always like it when tiles are replaced because it just shows how meaningful the set was to the owner.
Exactly. Yeah, no, not thrown away, but
Right.
you know, sort of replaced and still played with. Yeah.
We have a question from John Davis. How popular was Mahjong in France?
It seems to be quite popular there.
Mhm.
You know, I've got no friends in France that could corroborate this, but they produced a lot of sets, so there must have been a demand, and yeah, that's my take on it anyway. Yeah.
Thank you, Tony.
Oh.
So I don't think, was Toby not able to get on?
No, she's not here.
Okay, so
Right.
Toby wanted
Okay,
to join us by saying,
before we go,
sure.
can I show you some of the tiles
You never have to ask, Tony, of course.
I've just been carved. I showed you that jester joker. I've just been carving these as well. I don't know if
Oh, the bunny.
Can you
Oh,
show me on big
Mhm.
screen?
those are beautiful.
Tony,
Yeah.
fabulous, fabulous.
Can you show it on big screen?
Yeah, there-
Dara or Donna?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
You know, some of my bunny jokers have red eye and they always have red eyes, right?
Yeah,
They look well possessed, right?
this one's got red eye as well.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
And
you're right.
there's gold on the crane.
Oh, yeah.
Mm,
Beautiful.
that's very cool. Good job.
Yeah, so that was testing my eyesight a bit.
Action.
Beautiful. So now let's go back. We finished that.
I think we should all challenge ourselves to carve one tile. Yeah, we
So I
did.
go to Tony's and Paul's houses and use their equipment.
Yeah.
I couldn't even paint a tile. I tried so often and I couldn't even paint it because my, I just don't have that kind of fine motor.
Yeah.
So forget carving.
So if anybody wants to fill in for Toby, she sent in a beautiful Chinese Bakelite black wafer back set.
Mhm.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Look at that.
So that looks like a
It's
pheasant.
hard to see those flowers.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
see
Look
the
at the-
capture tiles. They're capture tiles, but it's
Yeah.
hard to see the ones
cap-
on the.
Yeah.
They look fabulous though.
Mhm.
Yeah, and it's got
That's so
got the white dragon.
White dragon's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very detailed.
Can we
And
see-
the symbol inside is bi, which means like white or pure.
Can we
Okay.
see one circles?
Dude, you see in the 7 BAMs, there's black in the, between the red and the
Oh, yeah.
green. That's interesting.
Beautiful.
That's interesting.
Thank you, Toby.
You know what? It looks like the flowers that were on the left side were actually a continuous scene. It's hard to see,
It's
but
hard, yeah.
it
Yeah.
looks like maybe the bottom two.
The
or
bottom two, yeah.
maybe something. Yeah.
Very pretty. Okay, and then I think I am up next. So this is one of those sets that was a once in a lifetime chance that I got this set. And when they described it, they said it was ivory, and I laughed because I'm sure many of you are told that sets are ivory when you know they're not. But I loved it anyway, and I took a picture of it and showed it to Tony and said, "This isn't ivory, right?" And he said, "No, it is not." But it's a beautiful box that needs a little repair. The sides and seams are kind of coming off, but very pretty. You can see a little scene here of kids at play.
Mhm.
Ouch.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, the box. But what's
Yeah.
inside is beautiful.
Yes. So.
And I think she should give it to me.
Yeah.
Oh,
So here are the cracks. And they're just
Well,
absolutely stunning. For
well,
usually, depending on the set, usually I don't fall in love with the cracks, but this set, just on the cracks alone, I was hooked. And then I got to the winds, and they all have butterflies surrounding them.
look at those dragons.
Oh yeah, we're getting to the dragon.
Whoa.
So here are the red and green dragons.
Wow.
Which are just fierce. And I have a close-up of them over here. So just such intricate work.
Wow. Did your heart stop when you saw these?
Well, yeah, especially since then they said it wasn't for sale and it was for sale, and they were promising it was ivory, and it was a whole thing. And I kind of wrote it off and said, oh, well, I guess that's the one that got away. And then they messaged me back and said, no, it is available. So I
The
got it.
person had no idea what they had.
No. And then here are the flowers, which Ray Heaton is a wonderful resource. So I'll get to that in a minute of what they, well, actually I can see it now. So
Yeah,
it's,
immortals, aren't they?
so the four, there's the two series, it's, and I'm gonna mess this up, so I apologize in advance for my pronunciation, but the one that ends, let me see which one it is. The one that ends with the 4321 in red, that is Cat Exchange Crown Prince, which is a slightly shortened version, so it could fit on these tiles. And then the next series with the 4321 in the darker color, that is Bao Gong Chu Shi, which is Lord Bao is Born. So Ray explained that my flower tiles are about Bao Zhang, which is also known as Lord Bao, and they tell mainly a story of exchange a wild cat for a crown prince, which is now an opera based on the song. And he, in his email back to me, said it wouldn't surprise some of you that he has a book on the story. So it is Tales of Magistrate Boa and His Valiant Lieutenants. And the book is based on stories from the Chinese novel Sangji Wuyi, 3 Heroes and 5 Galleons. So it masterfully tells the story about Magistrate Boa and the heroes and galleons to come to his aid in protecting the imperial government from a rebellious and treacherous prince. So I thought that was very cool to have the story behind them. And I didn't even get to my favorite yet. So everybody always asks why we have this unidentified Joker on the modern tiles. And you could really see the modern Joker in this one dot.
Right.
Right, yeah.
So you could see his face there and his tail. And then it's funny to me that the one dot is so carved and so detailed, and in contrast to how delicate and dainty the rest of the dots are.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Mhm.
And then,
The BAMs are why this set should be mine, but I'm just saying. We'll see. Oh, there you go. Oh, yeah.
I always wanted a hawk globe. So I got my hawk globe and I got my sprout BAM all in one set.
Oh,
So here is my hawk globe, and then here are my beautiful little sprout BAM babies. So,
oh, fabulous.
Great.
so love
What's
that.
the bone to bamboo ratio?
Beautiful. Here, I'll get to it in here. There's the flowers again. It's like a 3/4. Oops, it's like a 3/4 ratio, I think. And actually need one more to complete it. So yeah, you could see it right there.
Oh, oh, oh.
So I just,
Okay,
and
all right.
of course I paired it with our sprout bamboo dice.
Right, of course.
It's a set.
Yes, so that was my find of the pandemic. That was my major find this year.
Congratulations.
On it, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So now from one highly carved bone and bamboo set to another, here's Theresa.
Hi, everyone. It's hard to come after that set. That's just like amazing.
Stunning.
But hopefully everyone here has a highly carved set. I'm sure everyone does.
No.
Nope.
Well, I don't have I don't. Anyway, so this set was a buy it now on eBay, and it was funny because they had 2 highly carved sets, and the first highly carved set they put up one day, and I missed it, and I was kicking myself. I was so mad. And the next day they put up this one, and this one actually turned out to be nicer than the first one. And I messaged the guy and I said, I think I got the better of the 2 sets, because I told him I was so mad I missed the first one. He's like, you did. So you could see if you just zone in on the cracks, please, Dara. Can you zone in on the cracks? Yeah. So the cracks have bamboo surround, and obviously highly carved, a larger wand. Getting back to the box is a very plain, exceptionally well-made box. It has just a little bit of metal accents, but the drawers fit beautifully, and the patina is great, and the varnish is excellent, but you wouldn't tell from the outside of the box that there's this highly carved set inside. The BAMs are very sweet. The one BAM is, well, you want to talk about that first, or do you want to go the one BAMs?
I'll go back to that.
Okay, so the one BAM is a stork with a raised foot. I don't know what he's about to step on. I'm not sure if he's stepping over something.
Yeah.
And then I can't remember. Someone told me what the rest of the BAMs were.
Longevity symbol.
Longevity symbol. Yeah, shoe. Right? Am I saying that right? So so it's longevity. The whole set is about longevity and prosperity. And then if you go to the winds and the flowers, you have butterflies all around the winds and the
Beautiful.
dragons.
Now, is the paint in that condition, Theresa? when you-
Yes, it
Wow.
was in just, everything was just stunning, perfect condition. It needed nothing except for 4 more tiles.
Yeah.
And the
Comfort.
flowers are obviously the men. And I think the one's doing like a funny dance to me. And they're sitting and they're desking. I think they're office people to me, like they're behind a desk, they're sitting down. One's complaining he's got to work, with this little dance.
I love the beards.
Yeah, all the beards, all the husky men, and then the dots.
There, yeah.
So the dots,
Wow.
there's all bats around the
Yes.
center dot. And
yeah, the 5
and then the
bucks.
rest of the dots are all plumeria. Yeah.
Yeah, and 5 bats are often seen. So you've got 5 bats around the center. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So I guess good luck, right? Good luck, bats.
Yeah.
And then there's no 4 missing, Lisa. It was just 4 extra tiles to make it 152. So it came with 4 blanks, extra 4 tiles, and then I needed 4 more tiles to make it 152. And then the set came with, if you want to do the main box, maybe the 5th picture of the box with the last drawer, because there's a 5-door box. And maybe the first picture, Dara,
Yeah, is this it?
the first slide. Yeah, that one. So you could see the bone.
Whoops.
Sorry. There we go.
Oh,
Yeah, so on the left, yeah, so the bone to bamboo ratio is like 2/3, 1/3. Or maybe 50-50. Yeah, it's more 50-50. And the dovetailing is very, very tight. And the quality of the bone is superb. There's hardly any Havsarian lines. I mean, almost, if you wouldn't know, you might guess that it's ivory, but it is bone. But anyway, so that was nice. It was, I was glad to complete it. I still have yet to pick out stickers for it. I don't know what to pick out, honestly. And then the next one is a set I found out of an auction house in New York. And it turns out another Mahjong collector. I'm really tired. I've been going all day. I started playing Mahjong. I had to drive almost an hour and a half from Mahjong, and I played all day, and then I came home and taught for 2 hours, and now I'm doing this. So her name, Kathleen DeMarco.
Mhm.
Kathleen DeMarco did me this huge favor and picked up this set for me, because you had to pick it up in person.
Right.
So I got this set, and I was so thrilled to get it, because it is a green jellyback peroxaloid French ivory set. So the top is
Wow.
French ivory, and the base is green jellyback. And Kathleen was kind enough to drive there and pick it up for me and ship it to me with the prepaid label. And then another collector, who I won't name just in case she doesn't want her name to be named, she didn't give me permission, sold me 8 more tiles, because these sets were sold with only 144. So she had 8 more jellybacks to sell to me, so I can complete it and play with it. And then I had this pair of French ivory dice that I put in with the set, because I figured a French ivory set needs French ivory dice. The box was beat up. I tried my best to put it back together, and I was unsuccessful in adding some wood glue and taping it down to make them nice and tight, the corners. And the box, I think, has just expanded over the years. This is not a typical peroxaloid box that I'm used to. Normally it's not a black box with a dragon. Usually it's a brown varnish box with a Fu Manchu with his arms held up. And then on
It's
the,
more rectangular, right? Isn't it longer?
well, this is this exact same
Oh, it
size
is.
and shape as the normal peroxaloid boxes with the slide top, like you have, Donna.
Mhm.
And so the larger side, that's 3/4, holds the tiles, and then the smaller 1/4 side on the right normally holds the dice and the French ivory counter sticks. But this set did not come with any. They were missing. But I,
we were selling French ivory dice way back then.
yeah, that's why I put there
D&D.
D&D. Dara and Donna, it's the precursor to modern mahjong. You just needed to be D&D. Yeah.
No, that's
So
a stunning set.
This box is it looks like it's from A.L. Reid.
Yes.
Or Crowley, the magazine man.
Yeah, it's not a normal. It's they might have put it in there after.
I'm not sure which one. Yeah, they either have a dragon on or a pagoda.
Yeah.
With those two dice, two mahjong tiles. Yeah.
So is Jellyback just a nickname that just kind of stuck?
Yes. And I'm sure someone in the mahjong collectors world is the one who coined it. Does anyone know who coined the Jellyback?
No.
Yes, Johnny Levine, but I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah, I figured it might have been Johnny.
I just love that set. Very pretty.
Thank you.
And Jelly, I mean, I know a lot of people are jealous of the set, so you know.
I'm
Yeah.
jelly.
This one,
I'm jelly.
this one hasn't been played with yet, so I haven't taken this one for a spin. So
I think you need to soon in Florida.
I know. Well, maybe on Monday, ladies.
I'm in Connecticut for another week. You can come up to Connecticut.
Well, Karen, I'm visiting another mahjong person next month, and so I was telling Dara and Donna that you and I need to get on the calendar.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
We're in
we can do that.
Connecticut.
What?
We're in Connecticut. I live in Haddam.
I'm in Westport.
Okay.
Close.
Very cool. Well, that wraps up the beautiful sets that we're all sharing for tonight. Donna, you want to tell everybody the events coming up?
Yeah, so you might think, why are we pairing with a makeup artist? But Laura Geller is, she was a makeup artist. She's very big on QVC. And we are doing our next tournament with her. They're going to donate gift bags and makeup. And her charity is called Cancer and Careers, which is a very cool organization where from the first diagnosis of cancer, they help women along the way and even after their treatment to how to interview for jobs and how to look your best. And so we're very, excited to pair with them. So this Sunday at 7 p.m., we're going to actually meet with her makeup artist doing makeup on her and how to look good on Zoom calls like this, and also going back to playing in person. And a few people are going to win some makeup from her line, which is very cool. And then our next tournament is a hybrid tournament. You can play in person or online. And as I said, it'll benefit cancer and careers. And then our next virtual vintage will be November 17th at 7 p.m. And we're going to share a lot of ephemera. So as we said, if there's anything very cool you found in a set or you bought the set because of something you saw, please share with us and that'll be fun.
And then finally, we are doing last pre-orders for the 2022. If you play by National Mahjong League rules, you can send in a check, or if you want to just message us, we just don't want to put our Zelle and Venmo out there. If you message us, we'll send us Zelle or Venmo, and you could pay the same you pay the Mahjong League, and $2.50 goes to Alzheimer's. Last year, we raised $7,000, and the year before, $1,500. So we've already raised over $8,500 for the Alzheimer's Association. So, and we're already on track to far exceed last year's.
Yeah, I can't believe we have to order a new card yet, but it's time to order next year's card.
Yep. And anybody who is at MajCon got to see, we've already introduced our tiger dice. Now we have our ox dice. Now we have the year of the tiger and the year of the bunny. And we have more exciting years coming out soon. And wraps it up.
Mm-hmm.
But thank you all for just joining us and taking part and taking photographs of your amazing sets that really, if you didn't share here, a lot of us would have no way of ever seeing such exquisite designs, and especially the individual homemade ones that we wouldn't be able to see otherwise.
Well, thank you for hosting.
Thank you.
Tony wants some weekly.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I think we're all going to trip and see Tony. So we'll do it from Tony's house next time.
Thank you all. This was such fun. So nice to resume this.
I know. We will keep doing
Well
it.
said. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.
Good night.